Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. I'm Antopia HK, and in this week's video I'm going to be transforming my Camponotus Nicobarensis current outworld into a more aesthetically pleasing and more natural outworld. A Vivarium. Most ant species are ground-dwelling, and so are used to and comfortable on the soft soil and foraging around twigs, rocks, and plants. These ants, in particular, are wood-dwelling ants, therefore being really at home alongside with nature, while some ants are more at home next to pavement and buildings as they have evolved in order to survive with us destructive humans. So in order to achieve more naturalistic behavior and to simply provide for them properly, I plan on replicating my nearby forest in Hong Kong in their outworld, as they've proven to thrive in these conditions in the wildlife here. So the first step was to go out and get some low-lying plants, rocks, and some soil. I was mainly looking for moss, but was happy if I was able to find any other low-lying plants such as vines. The soil I got was just dug out next to some trees in order to get a healthy mixture of soil. I then cleared and cleaned their outworld of anything that was not biodegradable. The soil and plants were placed in the freezer to get rid of any possible parasites, such as mice. I accidentally forgot to freeze a batch of moss, but I'm not too mad as this allows for some isopods, such as springtails, to be introduced into the vivarium. I then started to dump the soil in. And literally, every time I'm pouring the soil into the tank, I manage to make a whole mess. Every time. I then moved it to create an even terrain. Sometimes it's good to have different levels in a terrarium, but I decided to keep this one flat because of symmetry with the two entrances on the side. I have to be honest, at the start of making this, I had no idea what the design with the rocks and plants should be. But after squandering a few pieces of moss here and there, I got an idea on the layout. I wanted to create a pathway of soil from each entrance, and so would line up the two sides with moss and rocks. With a few adjustments here and there, I was able to make this, a local and minimal vivarium for my Camponotus Nicobarensis. Most vivariums are supposed to include a false bottom, which is a layer made from small rocks and meshing that is put under the soil to prevent the bottom bed of soil getting too much water and causing some issues, such as mold. But in this vivarium, I decided that it doesn't really need one, as firstly, I'm not going to be watering it too often, and secondly, because the entrances would be blocked if it was any higher. I left them with the light on, but over the first 2 hours, no ants scavenged out. I turned the light off and left them for the night. In the morning, I woke up to a personalized outworld. The ants had carried some soil into the entrance and into their nest overnight. Cool. It's always nice to see the ants remodel vivariums that you give them, as it shows some personality, creativity, and of course, intelligence. Over the next day, I switched the light on and off, and not to my surprise, they would come out when the light was off, but hide in the nest when it was on. So much for making it easy to film. To wrap up the video, I'd like to quickly talk about a project I'm working on. So for the past week, I've been working on the first episode of a series called The Science Behind Ants. It's a series where I hope not only teach you guys, but also myself about the hidden science and behavior about ants. In this series, Cotton, Arman, and I extensively research very common topics that are often passed down as known, such as pheromones and how they use it to communicate. We plan on releasing the first episode at the end of next week, so please subscribe and turn on the bell notification to make sure you guys get notified when that comes out. And that'll be it for this simple vivarium build. I really hope you guys liked it, and if you did, liking the video would be appreciated. If you have any questions, requests, or just want to say hi, I respond to all the comments, so don't worry and go ahead. Hopefully, I see all of you guys in next week's video. Peace.